What's going on YouTube? This is Dave's Daily Trades coming at you with another video on AMC. So I don't know about you guys, but I hate the weekends now because nothing happens with the market. So, of course, Monday is literally tomorrow, and I really believe that these next 2 to 3 weeks are going to be absolutely crazy. So, some reasoning behind that is I want to jump into the T plus 21 and T plus 35 loops that have been going on. Of course, the last T plus 35 that we saw, we did have a green day, but it wasn't as significant as we thought it was going to be. I did want to dive into these loops, what it means, what we can predict for the next couple of weeks, and what's actually going on behind the scenes. So as you guys can see, I do have this Reddit article posted on Superstonk by, I can't even pronounce the user's name here, but this user specifically posts a lot of really in-depth deep dives, and I love reading his post. So really want to jump down here. Of course, this article specifically mostly ties into GME, but there are some very relevant AMC mentions in here that I did want to cover because I really believe that most people just follow the AMC Reddit crowd, which is totally fine, but Superstonk has a really good community behind them with really, really smart people. So specifically, I did want to jump down here to point number 2, net capital and market makers, Citadel's can-kicked bag. So just to read this, what net capital is and why this is really significant, you can read this right here, but just to sum it up, you must have enough capital to not be margin called. In this case, Citadel is a prime victim to this rule as they are a market maker and must sustain enough net capital to not go bust. If they do not, they're a risk to the customers and counterparties. This rule tries to ensure that they have enough money to pay up in the event of a default. So why is this interesting? And we'll go over all of these different expiatories and why they're significant to what's going on in the next couple of weeks. So really the biggest thing here is we have 7, 14, 21, and 28. So, of course, we're going to see why that's significant, and this really goes into that FTD loop that we've been talking on for months and months. So, think of the discovery as the failure to deliver first happening. So, day 0, which is the first day that the failure to deliver is actually discovered, 0% of the unresolved short security is calculated into their net capital. Now 7 days, 25%, 14 days, 50%, and then T plus 21, this would be 75% is calculated into their net capital. This is very significant, guys. So we can skip over a lot of this stuff because there is a lot of in-depth analysis going on here, but really the big conclusion from this is net capital for 28 days almost never happens because by the 75 percentile, they really have to pay up, and that's when we've had those significant spikes. Of course, I will show you some charts down below to put this into perspective, but for some reason, 75% is really the highest threshold that Citadel and other hedge funds and market makers are going towards. So we'll dive into some of these charts here. If my computer loads, there we go. And down below here, this is GME here, but of course the same thing happens with AMC. So these green dates at the bottom, those are all of the 21 the T plus 21 days. And then of course in the middle you have 7 and 14. Really the first 7 days is used to short the stock, bring it down. 14 is really trading sideways. And then on that 21 we have significant spikes. And you guys can see here, 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 here. And the next one's going to be supposedly on June 24th. All right, so that's really interesting. And of course, this kind of goes through, you know, the different T cycles that happen, why 7, 14, 21 are significant, and especially why the T plus 21 is the most significant and has the highest probability of mooning. So the post that I really want to show with you guys is number 4 here. AMC behavior given up on by shorts, too expensive to juggle with GME. While I personally don't 100% agree with this post that they're actually giving up on AMC, there's no way they're giving up on AMC. That's not happening. but I think this chart is still super, super important. So we'll actually pull this up here in a different tab. But here we are with a 7, 14, 21, and these are all 7s. This is a 21, this is a 14, this is a 7. So of course that initial 7, we actually had a huge spike up, which goes against the original thesis that those first 7 days are actually used to drive the price down. Then on these next 7 days, we did have that short ladder attack that drove down the price. And now June 15th would be T plus 14. And then June 24th would be T plus 21. So, absolutely, we could see June 15th and June 21st. This will be our next run up here, where we started at previously, call this $12 to $70. This next 2 weeks could be a similar run up that we had just like this, which of course, I personally believe that's going to happen, but who really knows with this? And obviously with GME, the thesis kind of held up here where we did have that downwards action, which is totally fine. So this is something I really want to share with you guys because I think this is super significant. And of course, we don't have to get into all of the what is a failure to deliver, why is T plus 14, T plus 7, T plus 21 so significant. I have posted other videos that I'll actually link as well, and you guys can go through that to get some additional information. But really what this is looking like is we're about to see some absolutely massive price action. And of course, at the top here, you're going to see the ETF spikes. So of course, we know that AMC and GME are in certain very similar ETFs that have had the failure to delivers going like crazy. And I'll actually show you guys up here. Just bear with me for a moment till I find this. Of course, my computer's being a little slow. Here we go. All right, so as you can see, this blue, darker blue right here is the IWM, which is the primary ETF that holds both GME and AMC. So of course, we can see these big blue boxes, and this is 2-2, this is 2-3, and these correlate very perfectly with the spikes in price action that we've seen. So of course, more failure to delivers in the ETF goes hand in hand with price action in AMC and GME, which we've definitely been seeing. But to sum this video up and to sum up everything that's going on is we've seen these T plus 21 days coming up. We'll have a massive spike, but then that resets because whatever happens there. But then from 7 to 14, they'll short down. After 14, that's when we have a run up to the 21st, which has just been continuing and continuing. But the biggest thing, guys, I'll jump over here. We have been seeing every T plus 21, we really stair step our way up, making higher highs and higher lows as well. So this is really going to continue until really shorts begin to cover, which of course isn't going to happen tomorrow. My personal prediction for this is we're going to see some things starting to get really, really interesting. The end of June, I'm going to say like June 24th. That's really my big date in mind right now. And then early July is where things are just absolutely going to go parabolic. If this thesis holds up at least. Which for me, I've actually been following these expiration dates here with the T plus 21 and the T plus 35 with call options that have worked out really well for me. So definitely I'm really predicting, yes, that 16th, the 15th, we're going to have some very bullish price action. And then, of course, June 24th is, again, when we're going to see some bullish price action. But I would not be surprised if we have this similar run-up from the 14th all the way to the 20th. So that's really all, guys, for today. I know it's not a lot, but I really am excited for the week to come. I'll say that. All right. Also, I'll link the Reddit post that we covered in the article if you guys want to read through the full length of that. And of course, if I provided any useful, helpful information, definitely hit that like button and subscribe for more content. Thanks, guys.